Hey everyone, Shabby here and welcome back to our next episode of SWE Mayhem. We are fresh off the back of our recent Cruel Intentions pay-per-view and now building up towards our finale pay-per-view, of course, Shabby Mania. One for each brand. Mayhem will be first. What has PJ Toby got planned? So we're going to start off here with tonight with quite an interesting match actually. Three guys you probably wouldn't expect to see in singles competition, apart from Albert maybe. But Albert, I don't think you expect to see in any competition at all in SWE at this point in time. Of course, got Michael Dante, who has the scariest eyes I've ever seen on this game. One half of the Sumerian Death Squad, and of course Luke Gallows, one half of the club. And here we go then. Bit of an interesting one this. I don't think we've seen Albert at all on TV at all so far in SWE. So this is his first appearance. I don't even know what he's like in the ring or what he looks like or anything like that. So it'd be quite nice to see him. I think we might use him a little bit better in 2K18. I'm sure he's going to be on there. I'd like to potentially, I've mentioned to PJ Toby, he agrees one day and he refuses the next, but I'm thinking maybe a bit of testing Albert as a tag team. I don't know. Give him something for Albert to do. Apart from that, maybe utilising him as a stronger wrestler, of course, trying to play off the back of his New Japan run rather than his WWE run. He did okay, didn't he hold the Intercontinental Championship at one point, or am I making that up? I might be making that up. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll have to figure it out. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we could use him a little bit better. We want to try and... I've said this before, I don't like the idea of having people that are there solely to fill in the dark matches. I like for everybody to have a point and everyone to have a use. And I feel like potentially, even though Test and Albert is not something that I'm really excited about doing, it means that we'll have something for Albert to do. Without Test, Albert remains on his own and potentially could just end up being another name on the card that's never really going to get utilised properly. I don't know. It's an iffy one. Michael Dante, of course, not done very well in this universe mode at all. Of course, alongside his tag team partner, Tommy End. And you know what? I feel like we could have seen the end of Michael Dante in SWE for now. I feel like next season, Tommy End or Aleister Black, if you will, as a singles competitor, might be the best way for us to go. I don't know. It doesn't really work for me at the moment. I'm a big fan of the Sumerian Death Squad, seen them live a load of times, but it's just not worked in SWE. And the way that Tommy End is, or Aleister Black, whichever way you want to go with it, he's a top class wrestler, and I'd love to see some of the singles matches we can put together. And I think having Dante around doesn't hold him back necessarily, but I want to see if we can use him for a chunk of 2K18 at least, anyway, as a singles competitor, and to utilise obviously some of the cool stuff you're seeing currently in NXT. So there's Albert in the ring. Looking like he's going to get completely destroyed there. If somebody accidentally catches one of those nose rings, he could be in a lot of pain. And of course, Luke Gallows, one half of the club tag team here on Mayhem. Unsuccessful at Cruel Intentions, looking for those tag team championships, but now looking to try and build himself up once again. I think PJ Toby has got his idea for a tag team championship, #1 contendership match. But that is going to be next week, I think. But apart from that, we've got some interesting stuff on the go. Tonight's card, we are going to decide the #1 contender for the television championship and the #1 contender for Matanza's Mayhem championship as well. #1 contendership for the television championship will be in a 6-man ladder match. Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Sami Callihan, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Randy Savage in that one. And then your Mayhem Championship #1 contendership match, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Naomichi Marafuji, fresh off a victory over Balor, of course, at Cruel Intentions. Now, PJ Toby has come up with these matches, those matches anyway, based off of our current ranking system. And that's the best way of doing it, I think. Like I said, the ranking system is not the be-all and end-all, but at the same time, you can't deny the hard facts ahead of you that the people with the highest points have had the best victories so far. So that is what he's gone for. As Albert here just destroying both Michael Dante and Luke Gallows with the kendo stick. Now looking to continue the assault by bringing Gallows back up to his feet. Power slam there by Albert. The A-Train. But Dante catching Albert with a belly-to-belly suplex. Dante dragging Albert away from the ropes, and Luke Gallows just taking a step back, just allowing this to happen. Of course, he knows that just taking a little bit of a break is going to help him out. He's going to retain a bit of energy while the other guys Well, obviously one of them used up his energy by attacking the move, and the other one's going to get hurt. So it's a win-win situation, really. Just step back and let the other two guys go at it. It's the best way forward sometimes, but Albert is in great form here at the moment. Clubbing blow against the back of Luke Gallows. Of course, we're moving towards our final pay-per-view then, like I said, Shabby Mania. And what we're going to do is all the champions will stay on their brands for 2K18. We know that already. We're going to have a 10-match pay-per-view for each brand. And then after the week of Shabby Manias, we're going to have a week of Royal Rumbles. Just one 30-man Rumble per show, and the winner of the Rumble, and anybody aligned with the winner of the Rumble will stay on that show as well. And that is completely out of our hands. We'll put the 30 people in. And, of course, champions won't be in there because they're already on the brand. Anyone aligned with the champions won't be in there because they're already going to stay on the brand. So it's all people that are undecided yet where their 2K18 position is going to be. Now, it's interesting myself and PJ Toby because we literally could end up with anybody based on the Royal Rumble situation on this game. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity for somebody in the brand to force themselves into 2K18. Now, there's some people that we've got at the moment in SWE who might not make it into next year's game to start off with at least. They might make it in eventually, but of course it's a fresh game. We want to do some fresh things and have a little bit of a fresh start here and there anyway. So it's a chance for somebody to force their way into our forts. For example, Michael Dante, as I was saying earlier on, feel like maybe it's going to be more of an Aleister Black or Tommy End singles competitor next year. Just because we want to try and utilise him in the best way possible. Michael Dante then probably won't be part of our 2K18 first draft. So it makes you wonder whether, potentially, if he wins the Rumble, he forces his way back into the picture. And Dante now air raid slam on Albert, middle of the ring. Oh, ran straight at Gallows and caught him in the knee in the face. Both guys trading strikes. Front chancery and nice exploder there by Dante. Big kick in the gut of Albert, who gets straight up, no selling, gets on the back of Dante, takes him up into that big backbreaker. What was Albert's finisher? Was it a bicycle kick? Is it a bicycle kick? I think it might have been, you know. Well, let's have a look. He's going to line up for it. No, it was a double-handed choke slam, I suppose, wasn't it? He's been a bit slow here, Albert. He should have gone for the pin straight away, but it's allowed Luke Gallows a chance to get back up. And Gallows breaking the pin. Albert now continuing to assault Gallows. If Albert had just been a little bit quicker, he could have pulled this one off, you know. Gallows landing right in the back of his head. Now there's the pin by Albert. 1, 2, and Albert's dominating this match. And I bet PJ Toby sat there now watching this thinking, oh crap, I really don't want Albert to win this one. But that's the way it is. Albert is a man who's dominated PJ Toby's dark scene for quite some time on this roster. Finally getting his chance to show what he can do on TV, and at the moment he's impressing. And he's a guy that I'm pretty sure will be on 2K18. I'm sure that the whole roster that's on 2K17 will be on 2K18. Bar maybe the ones that have left. So Bar, Stardust, Simon Gotch. I think that's it really. Bar those two, I feel like everybody else will probably be on the game. Dante now taking Luke Gallows into a powerbomb. Albert stirring. Dante catching Albert as well. STO backbreaker into a Russian leg sweep. Dante with the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. So Gallows down the outside. Albert was being pinned. That was Dante's big chance. I think Dante taking a bit of a break now for a second. Bit of a break. Dante now bringing Albert back up once again. Backbreaker, Russian leg sweep combination for the second time in this match. Big uppercut there by Luke Gallows. Taking Dante up. Looking for a fall-away slam, but Dante flies out the back. Sending Gallows into the corner. Also tonight we do have for you Batista one-on-one with Booker T. And we also have a tag team match as the American Wolves take on Dynasty. Michael Dante now. Super gut-wrench suplex on Luke Gallows. There's the pin. Albert's not paying any attention. 1, 2. Oh, Albert, you absolute tit. Well, Michael Gallows has got the... Michael Gallows? What? Why did I get Michael Gallows? Michael Dante has got the victory. But that was awful AI there by Albert. Was up on the apron, not paying any attention to what was happening. And then when he did turn around, he just could not get there quick enough to break the pin. And there we go, a victory for Michael Dante. Wow. Things have not gone Michael Dante's way so far in this universe mode. Yet today they seem to have done. Very interesting. Was not expecting that at all. And there it was. You see Albert just slowly come wandering in. It's really bad AI, isn't it, really? Really, really bad AI. But we've not got long left now. Only about 6 weeks till the release of what should hopefully be a massive upgrade to this massive shitfest that we call WWE 2K17. Michael Dante, victorious. Can't remember the last time I said that. And here we go then, our next match of the evening. The American Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards takes on Dynasty, Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee. And here we go then. So a match between two tag teams that have done okay so far in this universe mode. They've sort of found their level. They're not down the bottom of the rankings, but they're not really fighting out at the top of the rankings either. I don't think either of these two teams have ever really forced their way into the championship picture. I think Dynasty did have an opportunity at the Hardy's belt at the last Shabby Mania at the end of Season 1 of SWE. So, yeah, they've had their chances in the previous season, but so far they've not really lit the world up here on Mayhem. And again, another team that I don't know whether... I feel like Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett will be involved in 2K18 in some capacity. But I don't feel like Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee will continue on as a tag team. I think they're good together as a tag team, but I feel like both guys are probably better together, better apart, sorry, as singles cruiserweight stars. I think that'd be a pretty good way for us to go with this one. So, yeah, I think a lot of things are going to depend, I think, as time goes on. Once we know the full roster of 2K18, we can sort of plan it out, see how many tag teams we've got, how many stables we've got, and how many women, how many men, how many cruiserweights, how many hardcore, all that sort of stuff. And then we can sort of plan the cause out a little bit better to try and make sure we have a big balanced roster that can spread across the 5 brands pretty nicely. But that's the plan long term anyway. Things don't always work long term, do they? So the Wolves versus Dynasty. Right, and here we go then. We're going to have to redo that. We had a bit of a glitchy issue last time, so we're going to start things off once again. We have got the American Wolves versus Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee, of course, of Dynasty. Two teams that, again, as we work towards our final pay-per-view, Shabby Mania, two teams that will be desperate to try and get themselves involved in the big time. But, yeah, there's a lot of teams desperate to get themselves in the big time, really, aren't there? And, of course, with the introduction of the Radicals as well, recently they're doing pretty well. It's a good one, actually. I'm looking forward to it. I think the way this is all going to build up, of course, we're going to do a 10-match card for Shabby Mania, so even if people don't get into the championship matches, there's still plenty of opportunities to be on that big finale show, and of course, getting those last few ranking points to push you through into the next level, because if you don't have the ranking points, you could be in trouble, essentially. Because the ranking points is what really makes you... really gives you the opportunity. That's something that PJ Toby's done quite a lot with his matches this month. If you look at the ladder match we're going to have later on, it's guys that have been doing quite well and are all quite high up in the rankings. And again, our main event this evening, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins versus Naomichi Marafuji to become the #1 contender for Matanza's Mayhem Championship. Again, 3 guys who are right at the top of those rankings. And it does show that a championship does help. I know that's been something that's been mentioned a few times in the comments about when you win a championship, you really get a lot of ranking points. But I think that should work. I think if you are a former champion, then it gives you a bit of a boost to go back and get another opportunity. That's sort of like what WWE do. I think you've got more chance of getting a championship if you've been a champion in the past than what you have done getting your first championship. But again, the rankings are not the be-all and end-all, but it does help me and PJ Toby sort of line things up. As David Richards doing pretty well here. in firm control of Andrew Everett. Richards now bringing Everett back up to his feet. Andrew Everett playing possum, taking Richards down. Everett forcing Richards down to the ground now and continues. No, he's going to come across and bring in Trevor Lee. Now, this is a team, once again, Dynasty. I like Dynasty together, but I feel like apart, they could be much better. I think down on the Cruiserweight brands, Octane and Adrenaline, we could see some really good stuff from these two. And I'd like to see it. I'd love to see Trevor Lee come up against Sami Callihan at some point as well, which I'm looking to do. Now that OVE, or well, I call them OI4K, the Chris brothers have debuted on Global Force Wrestling. Hopefully that will mean that somebody in 2K18 will actually make them as cores, which will really help me out because I really wanted to. It was one of my very original core lists that I had for this game, had OI4K on there, but I just could not find them at all. So it's good to finally have an opportunity to try and get them. Pin here by Trevor Lee on Davey Richards. It's only a 2 count though. As Trevor Lee comes back, the double axe handle to the back of Davey Richards. Lee now kicking the back of Richards as well and slamming his arm right into the mat. Trevor Lee now all setting Richards up for a deadlift German suplex. Beautiful move. A maneuver used quite a lot by somebody else who's brand new on the game in 2K18, of course, Akira Tozawa. I'm really looking forward to now. I normally really like my weekends, but at the moment I'm just looking forward to Wednesdays, just so I can find out the next set of names that are going to be on 2K18. So far what we had, I think we've had 47 and 39, I think it's been. So we've had, no, 47 and 37 we've had, isn't it? So we've had 84 names out of the suspected 190 to 200. So we're getting there. Package pile drive by Davey Richards on Trevor Lee. There's the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Yeah, we're getting there now. I like to know. The thing is, the people we've had so far on the 2 roster reveals so far, that must be the majority of our current roster because there's not been that many new people added. And I think that might be over the next 2 roster reveals we're going to get some more new people added because I must admit I've been slightly disappointed with the previous ones. It's been great. I know we got Akira Tozawa, we got Sanity, we've got Ember Moon, we've got Mickey James, we've got Bobby Roode. Apart from those, there's nobody else new yet. And I'm hoping that we're going to get loads and loads of... And we're going to get a big NXT influx. I'm sure we'll have like an NXT section in one of them where we'll just end up with loads of... We have a full NXT women's section, couldn't we really? Where we get like 5 or 6 NXT women. Which would be pretty good. I really want to get more... I want to know now. I want to know every single name now. I know they like to do it for the suspense and that sort of stuff, but... I don't need to prepare so much, I suppose, because the game doesn't come out for another 7 weeks. But I like to be prepared. I like to be fully prepared and know what I'm doing. Trevor Lee, there's the suplex powerbomb. It's his finish maneuver, isn't it? There's the pin on Eddie Edwards, greatly positioned. 1, 2. Oh, Eddie Edwards kicked out. Wow, of course, it didn't look like enough damage has been done then at this point in time. Which is a surprise, because you would have thought it would be. And there's a pin there by Everett. Of course, what's Everett's finisher? He does... Shooting star press, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's shooting star press. Big splash there by Richards now. Andrew Everett bringing him back up to his feet, but Richards catches him right hand now into a Rough Rider. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Only a 2 count though. And Eddie Edwards brings Davey Richards back in the match. But Davey Richards spent a bit too much time here taunting when maybe he should be paying attention to the people who are ahead of him. And Richards is going to bring Edwards back in. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting, I suppose. Bit of teamwork here by the looks of it by Dynasty. Nice over the top chop by Trevor Lee, followed up with a kick in the gut there by Andrew Everett. Now Trevor Lee with the pin. Everett catching Davey Richards, taking him down, but At the moment, Dynasty are looking pretty strong. Trevor Lee, oh, a big knee right to the side of the head of Eddie Edwards. Now Dave Richards goes flying to the outside. Eddie Edwards bringing Trevor Lee back up to his feet. Big chop. Followed by a drop kick. Followed by a big clothesline. Edwards bringing Trevor Lee back up to his feet. Step up into Guri right to the face. Shining Wizard. That looked brutal, that did. Kick in the back of the leg now by Eddie Edwards into the pin. He goes. 1, 2, and Andrew Everett able there to break it up. Everett do something. No, Everett decides not to block the finish maneuver there of Eddie Edwards. There's Eddie Edwards hitting it. There's the pin. 1, 2, but again Everett there just in time. Trevor Lee needs to make the tag out, but Andrew Everett catching Eddie Edwards before Edwards got a chance to take advantage of the situation. But still both guys down now. Edwards is still going to get a chance to do what he wanted to do. No, went for the big splash, but there we go. See Trevor Lee there signaling that he was playing possum. He knew what he was doing. Couple of chops into a sling blade there by Trevor Lee. Does Lee have enough to finish this match off? Eddie Edwards catches him with that right hand, but Lee fighting back again. What was that all about? A little bit of a glitch there. Trevor Lee, oh, jackknife style powerbomb. Now rolling Eddie Edwards over, hoists him up into a deadlift German. Edwards back of the head catching that middle rope. Thought Trevor Lee might have gone for a pin there, but no. Trying to bring Edwards back up to his feet, but he completely no-sells the big move he's just taken. I hate that. I really think they need to fix that. And what was Everett doing there? I think they need to fix that. When someone uses their signature maneuver and then gets reversed straight after, I don't think that's right. I think once you've used your signature, your next move should be free. Oh, nice drop kick there by Andrew Everett, taking David Richards off the apron. And this allows a chance here for Trevor Lee. Richards is down on the outside. Can Trevor Lee finish off? Eddie Edwards, suplex, powerbomb. He doesn't hold it for the pin though, that's annoying. But then goes into the pin. Edwards is down on the Richards down the outside. 1, 2, and 3, and it's a good win here for Dynasty. Those are some important points for them. Especially, like I said, coming so late into the universe mode. I don't know if Dynasty will be a team in 2K18, but both members, I think, probably will be in 2K18. So this is good because it still builds up enough points. That's the main thing. They still get enough points and it will look quite good for them. But yeah, it's a good win here for Dynasty. Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee doing fantastically well. And it could have gone either way at some points, to be honest with you, but eventually it was good teamwork. Andrew Everett coming across, just kicking David Richards off the apron, which allowed Trevor Lee that momentary chance. What a replay this is. Yeah, allowed Trevor Lee that chance to hit that suplex powerbomb. This is quite possibly the worst replay I've ever seen in my entire life. You can see the pin, there we go. There was the second suplex powerbomb, and it was enough to finish David Richards, Eddie Edwards off, sorry, for the 3 count. So fortunate there for the Wolves. It was a very back and forth match. It really could have gone either way, this one, couldn't it? But it was Dynasty that does pick up the victory. And David Richards not happy here with Eddie for taking the pin. But surely Davey was down the outside. It's a team match. It's... Oh, Eddie pushing Davey and leaving the ring. Bit of tension here between these two. Here we go then. Booker T versus Batista is your next match. And here we go then. A good chance for one of these two teams to really... Well, these two teams... Oh, hang on a minute. Where'd the entrance go? We've lost the entrances. They have disappeared. They have been stolen by the bugs in the system. That's annoying, isn't it? Oh, well. The match is the main thing. Sort of takes... Well, why is the entrance not on? That's weird. I'll add it to the list of 4,241,485 divided by 6 multiplied by the power of pi glitch list that we have at the moment. Even 10 months into this game, and it's still one of the glitchiest games I think I've ever played them. I switched my PlayStation on today and started the game up, and it came up and said, your saved data is corrupt. This will need to be deleted before you can play this game again. And I was absolutely fuming. I thought it had happened again. I really did. But I switched the PlayStation off, put it back on again, and thankfully it loaded up. And I don't know why or what had happened. Why it said the save data was corrupt and we could not open the game. But it concerns me. It really does. That it could happen any day again. But we are coming towards an end now anyway. It happened last time, didn't it? You think it did? This season. Now, well, it's 3 months in time-wise, but almost 3 in-game months in. And again, it's threatening to come to a close a little bit early, but we're going to keep fighting it. We're going to keep fighting it. We've only got 2 more Mayhem episodes left after this one before we hit Shabby Mania, so we're not far away. Of course, I have planned it so the game is going to finish, Universe Mode, sorry, is going to finish the week before the release of 2K18. And then it's all down to myself and PJ Toby to try and get the draft done as early as we possibly can so we can get it uploaded and start it straight away. Elbows in the shoulder there by Batista on Booker T. Booker unable to get himself off the ground at the moment. Batista just stamping and dropping a knee into the back of Booker as well now. Booker fighting back with the elbow in the gut now, looking for the ace crusher, but Batista forced him away. Of course, don't forget, we've still got the 2 massive matches for you later on this evening. Coming up next, we have a 6-man ladder match where the winner will guarantee themselves a place at Shabby Mania to fight out against Sting for the television championship. It's Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Sami Callihan, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Randy Savage in that one. And then, of course, our main event, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor versus Naomichi Marafuji to become the #1 contender for Matanza Cueto's Mayhem Championship. I'm not quite sure any of those 3 guys really want to be involved with Matanza Cueto, to be honest with you. Matanza Cueto is the only man... Oh my god, Booker T's tapped out already. Booker T just tapped out to a submission hold by Batista. Wow, that was a quick victory by Batista. And maybe he's forced his way into PJ Toby's thoughts for Shabby Mania as well. Of course, like I said, Shabby Mania is going to be a 10-match pay-per-view per brand. It is going to be the big finale. And Batista's trying to force his way in there. Of course, Batista, we know, is definitely going to be in 2K18 because the real version of Batista is going to be on the game, which is fantastic. Batista with entrance and moveset and everything like that is going to be fantastic for us, and I'm sure he'll find himself a nice home somewhere. The Booker T tapping out there to the Rings of Saturn style submission. So big Dave Batista racks up some more ranking points. Of course, that's the main thing for him as well. Ranking points will travel into 2K18 with you, so building them up here could definitely give you a big advantage over the new guys when 2K18 is released. And now for a slight change to your previously announced match, because mainly 6-man ladder matches can go and screw themselves up the rear end, basically. It doesn't bloody work. So we're going to go for Ricky Steamboat versus Luger versus Macho Man Randy Savage versus Jake Roberts, and I'll explain exactly what we're going to do in a moment. So here we go then. So basically what we're going to do is, instead of having one 6-man ladder match to claim the #1 contendership for the television championship, instead we're going to do one 4-way ladder match here this evening and one 4-way ladder match next week on Mayhem. The winners of both will go together against Sting in a triple threat match at Shabby Mania for the television championship. And of course, to start things off here this evening, we have one of the most informed wrestlers we've got in SWE. One of the wrestlers that nobody really was that interested in being informed, but he pulled it out the bag, and of course that is Mr. Lex Luger. He's done so well so far. And this match was coming, really. This match was really coming. And will he win it? That's the big question, though. I think maybe Steamboat and Savage might be a bit more better suited to this style of match. Luger climbing a ladder might be a little bit difficult, but... I think Savage is someone, probably the main retro wrestler that myself and PJ Tovey will generally fight across, I think, for the draft. He's one of the best ones out there, isn't he, really? But the thing is with Savage is he was so ahead of his time, he suits matches against some of the other guys now. So, for example, Savage could fight it out against the likes of Omega, Okada, Tanahashi. All those sort of guys could fight off against Savage and put on some incredible matches, and that's hopefully what we can look to do in the new year. I say the new year, it's like 7 weeks away. The new draft, the new season of SWE. I'm not quite sure how quick the new season will start, but it will start hopefully pretty soon. We might have a little bit of a play with the normal universe mode to see how it all works, and then once we know the mechanics and everything, how they all work, then we'll start our proper SWE one. So we might, just for the beginning, we'll just do a little Raw and SmackDown one for a month or so, just to figure out how we're going on. But yeah, I think it's we're definitely going to do SWE. Me and PJ Tovey are having about a 2-hour conference call every single day at the moment to try and plan. We have some very interesting ideas. Some stuff out of complete left field. Some stuff out of right field. And some stuff from right in the centre of the field as well. As here comes Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Again, not someone who's done necessarily fantastically well, though, so far in this universe mode. But he's got an opportunity here to turn that around. And can you imagine Steamboat versus Sting? That's some real retro stuff, that is. And I think there might be some more retro stuff happening in 2K18. I'm not going to give any spoilers. Me and PJ Tovey have looked at maybe trying to mix it up a little bit instead of just going solely for current day indie wrestlers and so forth. We're gonna try and bring in a little bit of a retro feel to some of the rosters. We've got some of the world's best from the history of wrestling, and I think it would be a great addition to add some of them in. So there we go, three men in the ring now, shall I say? And it's tricky because I feel like nobody's going to beat Lex at this point in time. That's how informed Lex is. I don't feel like anyone's going to beat him, but at the same time, I just think this match type could affect Lex. I think if it was a normal Fatal 4-Way, it might... If it was a normal Fatal 4-Way, it might not be a problem, but because it is a ladder match, it sort of throws a bit of a spanner in the works for Luger. I think the ladder might be... Maybe for everyone else... Maybe for everyone else, it'd actually be a bit of an advantage against Luger, really. I think Luger's probably the least agile out of the 3 men, because the 4 men, should I say, because he is a bigger guy. He's based more on strength. So this match type, maybe not his style, but you never know. Like I say, the inform he's got at the moment, all he's got to do is take advantage when 3 of the other guys are on the ground, and he climbs that ladder and wins the belt. So Lex Luger, the Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Jake the Snake Roberts. There we go, the bell has gone. Roberts just dropping to the outside. It's taken a few seconds as Luger sending Savage to the outside. And now everyone's outside. Nobody in the ring, but... See there, it looks like Roberts was trying to get a hold of the ladder straight away as Luger got hold of a chair, but Steamboat managed to wrestle that chair away from him, and there's a Russian leg sweep now by him. Yeah, 6-man ladder matches just don't seem to work. It's a very hit and miss. We did do a Money in the Bank a couple of months back, didn't we, for Adrenaline? And it just... That was okay. It wasn't the greatest match in the world, but it was okay. And I literally spent over an hour recording a 6-man ladder match here for Mayhem. And the ending of the match was diabolical. It really was. And I had to take it away because I swore that much in the match that I just don't think it was good to upload, really. I was very, very, very salty. I let out so many expletives. It was oh, wow. Luger taking a hit there to himself just to make sure that Savage can't get a hold of that briefcase. Just taking that ladder out, and that's going to be painful for him. Savage and Steamboat now in the ring. The classic of WrestleMania 3. Oh, big clubbing blow to the back there by Lex Luger. Is the only man up on his feet now. Oh, Savage got back up and Luger hit him again. And there we go. This could be Luger's opportunity. But Jake Roberts is back up now. Come on. Yeah, I was about to say, Roberts completely ignored Luger there. Went after Savage instead. And now Luger doesn't have his hands on the briefcase, but Roberts trying to bring him down. Oh, and Savage pushes the ladder over and both guys fall down. That looked pretty painful, that one. Steamboat gets on the back of Savage into a Saito suplex. As Roberts gets the ladder taken away from him, and Steamboat using that ladder as a weapon. Dropkick right to the back of Roberts in the corner, but I think Steamboat caught the ladder himself in the back and he's in a bit of pain here. Big clothesline in the corner there by Lex. Savage now back up on his feet. He looks like he's got the ladder. He's going to set it up. I thought he was going to go for whacking Luger in the back of it, but no, he does set the ladder up, and it's going to be a little bit of time, I think, before this match really starts to get to a point where somebody can win. As you see Roberts there just sending Macho Man face first into the ladder, then hitting him with that jackknife. Big clothesline. As Roberts now sets the ladder up. I think even a 4-man ladder match, the problem is with ladder matches is that people recover too quickly on this game, I think. And I don't know if it's because we're on world class mode or what, but oh my god, look at that AI on the outside. Look at Steamboat and Luger. That is disgusting, 2K and Nuke. Sort that out. That really is poor. Steamboat punches Roberts off the top of the ladder, and then Steamboat gets knocked off the top of the ladder himself. Oh, Luger here is the only man on his feet. If he gets a chance here, he could set the ladder up and grab that briefcase. The briefcase, of course, containing the contract for that triple threat match at Shabby Mania for the United for the television championship. Luger's climbing. Savage slowly getting back up to a knee. Savage needs to get Luger down. Savage climbing the ladder. Luger's had a long time there to try and unhook it. He's having some troubles though. As Roberts and Steamboat together work together to push that ladder over. And now Roberts looking for the DDT onto the edge of the chair as well. What are you doing, Roberts? My god, you had a chance to win there and you wander around with a ladder in your hand. I think AI is definitely something they need to improve on this type of match, I believe. Needs to really. And there goes both Luger and Roberts off the top of the ladder. Savage taking Steamboat down. Come on, Savage, set it up. You're the only man on your feet. I'm showing no favouritism in this match. I just literally want a good ending. And when 3 men are down on the floor, that's the best chance of getting a good ending. When there's one person up on their feet like this, wandering around the ring looking a bit lost. But luckily for us, it was the problem. Oh. Luger brings Savage down, and Luger paying attention to Savage. I don't think they've noticed that Roberts has got up in the background there and is trying to get a hold of the briefcase, but both Luger and Steamboat working together to knock that ladder over. Luger sending Steamboat into the corner. Steamboat with the boot in the face back. Steamboat sending Luger to the outside. Roberts is back up on his feet now. Roberts allowing Steamboat to waste a bit of energy by picking that ladder up. Roberts sending Steamboat to the outside, and Roberts is now all up on his feet, alone in the ring with the ladder. Can he set the ladder up? He does. But now Luger's back up on his feet as well. Both Luger and Roberts climb the ladder. Oh, and there goes the ladder. Macho Man knocking it over this time. Yeah, it's a struggle, this one, isn't it? It is a struggle, this one, because people just recuperate far too quick. Savage is... Come on, Steamboat. Steamboat! Thank you, Steamboat. My God, he got stuck in that little thing again where they just switch... They switch targets over and over and over and over and over again for no apparent reason. I don't know why they do it. It's quite frustrating, and it has ended up with quite a few dodgy finishes to matches, and I really don't want that to happen here, but to be honest, I've been spending so much time on this match that I just want it to end correctly. I really do. I just want a good finish to the match. I don't care who wins, as long as it looks good in the process. That's all I care about at this point in time. Right, there goes Luger and Savage. And there goes Roberts. Come on. Come on, Steamboat. Oh, Steamboat, my God. The AI is so fucking painful on this game. What are you doing? Oh, my God. I hate you, PJ Tovey, for booking these matches. I really do. These men are so old they haven't got a clue how to use a ladder anymore. Right, Luger does know how to pick a ladder up, which is one step better than Steamboat. Luger climbs, as does Roberts. They meet at the top. Roberts' big right hands. I wish there wasn't so much pushing the ladder over. I quite like the fight at the top of the ladder and one being pushed off, but there's so much of the ladder being pushed over together that it's yeah, it sort of takes away. Oh my God, Savage has got this. Surely Savage has got this. Savage grabbing a hold of the briefcase. Everyone else is grounded. Surely Savage has got this. Steamboat's back up at his feet. How long does it take to unhook a bloody briefcase? You think these guys would train in how to unhook a briefcase for months and months before these sort of matches? A chance to be in a championship match at Shabby Mania is on the cards here. Luger now trying to grab hold of that briefcase, but Roberts trying to push the ladder over. Oh my God, Luger's in such a bad looking position right now. Just draped over that ladder. Big elbow right to the inside the knee of Savage, and Steamboat really has no idea how to pick up a ladder on this game, does he? He honestly haven't got a clue how to pick up a ladder. It's quite painful to watch, it really is. Right, there we go. It's just Steamboat. Everyone else can do it. It's just Steamboat can't pick that ladder up. And Luger... Oh, Luger hit him. There we go. Luger's the only man up on his feet now. Does he have a chance of getting to the top of this ladder? By moving at literally half a... Not even half a mile an hour. Even slower than that. But he does have a hold of the briefcase. Can he unhook it in time? No, because unhooking a briefcase is actually a lot more difficult than anything else in the world at this point in time. Steamboat still unable to pick up a ladder. DDT there by Roberts. It's probably for the best. Just put Steamboat out of his misery, really. He can't pick a ladder up. He's never going to win then, is he? Roberts starts to climb. Steamboat needs to bring him down, and Steamboat is pushing the ladder, and Steamboat does push the ladder over. Roberts lands on his tailbone as well. Steamboat still unable to even pick up a ladder. He doesn't even know who the ladder is. I don't know what to say to you. I really don't. I apologise. It's not supposed to be like this. It really isn't supposed to be like this. Airplane spin by Savage. Luger with a ladder. Oh, Luger right in the face of Savage with a ladder. Now Luger's got a chance again. Again, very, very slow, but how on earth is Savage getting up? He's just been ploughed in the face with a ladder and he's straight back up on his feet. That's what I'm saying about people recover too quick in this ladder match. It's just... that's why it just doesn't work very well for me. It just looks a bit weird. Roberts now clubbing blow to the back of Savage. Now brings him into the middle of the ring. Bulldog onto the ladder. Wow. Steamboat's back up at his feet, but in fairness, Steamboat is no use to anybody at this point in time. And Luger's going to prove that by... I thought he was going to hit him with a ladder, but he doesn't. Well, Steamboat needs Luger to set the ladder up for him. Steamboat's broken. Steamboat just doesn't work at all, does it? Oh, no, he is actually trying to push Luger off the top now. Brings him down into a powerbomb. Right, so both Steamboat and Roberts on the outside on their feet. Got three guys in the ring now on their feet as Luger makes short work now of Steamboat. Savage sets the ladder up and rotates it because obviously ladder rotation is very important on this game. Oh, Luger's taunting. I don't think Luger's noticed Steamboat behind him. Roberts... Oh no, Luger does bring Savage down the hard way with the powerbomb. Oh, Steamboat knocking Luger, which is not going to help anyone because Steamboat can't interact with the ladder. He is not able to interact with the ladder. He is, yeah. Yeah, just that. Right, all four men on their feet for a short period of time. So on this last, for some reason, Luger's decided putting Roberts back in the ring is a good idea. See, even a four-man ladder match is not working very well, is it? Oh, if it was only not someone apart from Steamboat who could pick the ladder up. Well, Luger takes Steamboat out. Oh, and Roberts taking Luger out. Now, Roberts has got a great chance here. Everyone else is grounded. If Roberts can get to the top of that ladder and actually be the man who can figure out how to unhook a briefcase, he might just have a chance. Especially the way that Savage has just decided to, instead of bring him down, just wander around. Oh, wow. Roberts landed back first, head first, neck first, everything first on that ladder. That looked painful. Oh my god, did everyone else just see that? Steamboat just picked up a ladder. Steamboat picked it up and set it up. Steamboat officially knows how to move a ladder. But does he know how to unhook a briefcase? He doesn't. And he comes down on top of the ladder. That is not a good situation for these people, is it really? Okay, Luger decides to leave Savage in the ring with a ladder. Might not be the best idea, but there you go. Now Savage and Roberts at the top. If one man can knock the other one off, they might have a chance of winning this. There goes Savage. Jake grabs the briefcase. Can he unhook it before he gets taken out? He can. Jake Roberts unhooks the briefcase. And he has the contract to go on as 1/3 of that triple threat against Sting. And of course the winner of next... Oh my god, there's another one of these. Next week's Fatal 4-Way ladder match. It weren't bad. of a match, actually. It wasn't too bad. Wasn't the cleanest finish in the world. There was someone stood there watching him when he did it, but still, it wasn't a bad match. And Jake Roberts versus Sting, the first two members of that match, and of course we will have another person who will be added next week, and that one next week is going to be Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, and Sami Callihan. So all the guys that are originally going to be in the six-man match, plus a couple of extra ones, of course, just to build up the numbers. But there we go. Jake Roberts, not a man who was originally scheduled to be in this match, but is a man who's just guaranteed and plays himself a place at Shabby Mayhem's Mania pay-per-view. Shabby Mania's Mayhem pay-per-view. God, I can't get anything right, can I? Right then, it has been a testing and difficult episode for me. It's fine for you guys, but I've had a real lot of problems recording this episode. But we've finally made our way to the main event, and hopefully this will be the crown and jewel. This will be the whole reason why we've had difficulty this evening, because our main event is so good that it needed to be brought down. That didn't make any sense. I'm just going to shut up now. Let's get in the match. Here we go then. I do apologise for my random mumbling. It's been a long day. I've been sat here for such a... about three and a half hours now doing this recording. I've been sat here for so long that my mind's just melted now. So, yeah, we're getting there. That's the main thing. We're getting there. And right now we have that big main event for you. Who's going out first then? Is this Finn Balor first? Of course, these are the three people that Peter put in this match because they're very high up in the rankings. A lot of ranking points between them. Of course, Marafuji, that shows how important that victory against Finn Balor was for Marafuji at the pay-per-view, because that has thrust him into this picture. Without that win, Marafuji wouldn't be anywhere near this championship picture. So it's looking good for him. Another victory, if he can pin Finn Balor once again, then obviously he'll be guaranteeing himself a place at the main event of Shabby Mania, the Mayhem edition. However, you've got to feel these three guys... are they going to fancy themselves against Matanza Cueto? That's the question. Because Matanza Cueto is a beast amongst men. He is the only man in SWE history to pin Brock Lesnar. Not only once, but he's pinned him twice. Nobody's pinned Brock Lesnar at all in this universe mode. But Matanza's done it twice. And took the Mayhem Championship away from him at Cruel Intentions a few days ago as well. So one of these three men are going to have to get in the ring one-on-one with Matanza. Matanza made Brock Lesnar look like a small child. Imagine what he could do to some of these guys, but I feel like it's a different style. Brock went against Matanza very much strength versus strength, whereas some of these guys might have a slightly different tactic at it, and maybe a way to try and exploit one or two of Matanza Cueto's weaknesses. If he has any, that's the question, I suppose. But yeah, I suppose Seth Rollins a bit more quicker. Finn quite agile as well. And Finn, of course, can go to that place, go summon the demon to help him through these more difficult matches. And, of course, you've also got Marafuji, who's a striker. You never know, one or two of those kicks or a stray punch could hit Matanza with such force that you could see the big man go down. So it's one that could really go lots of different ways. So I'm not going to write off the winner of this match, but still, it's Matanza Cueto. It's not a situation that anybody wants to be in. As here then comes Mr. Seth Rollins, the cover star of WWE 2K18. And I've seen a few of the screenshots of the new game, and I must admit, the graphics of this game are quite good. There's a few models that don't look fantastic, don't get me wrong, but the new models look absolutely incredible compared to this game. The graphics do look really, really good on the new one. They've got a new graphics engine, new lighting engine as well, which is really going to hopefully make the game a lot more aesthetically pleasing. But also we've got a lot of other improvements. The AI I want improved. Based on the ladder match we just had. But luckily for us, ladder matches are very difficult on this game. However, triple threat matches are genuinely the top matches on the game. They are really, really good. And I'm hoping we get another one here this evening against 3 of the top men here on Mayhem. Of course, Lesnar, because he was pinned twice in a row by Matanza, NJPW decided not to put him as part of this match. If he just lost the championship at the pay-per-view, that would have been one thing, but to lose successive matches to Matanza shows that it wasn't a lucky victory, it wasn't a fluke on the night, it was a full-on thrashing of Brock Lesnar by Matanza Cueto. So Brock has dropped out the championship picture for now, which means that Brock has no way at this point in time of guaranteeing his position on Mayhem. Of course, we are going to have, after Shabby Mania, we're going to have a Royal Rumble for each brand, and each brand will put 30 men in there, and the winner of the Rumble and anyone who's aligned with that winner of the Rumble will be guaranteed a place in their brand for the next Universe mode. So it's a way for someone who maybe is not 100% sure to be in the Universe mode. It's a way for them to try and guarantee themselves a place, basically. Marafuji could be in that situation as well. We've added Marafuji, and I quite like Marafuji. It's one of those ones that's sort of popped up from nowhere, I suppose. We started using him before, of course, his time with Global Force Wrestling. I knew of him. I saw him a little bit in... He wasn't at Wrestle Kingdom, was he? He was at the pay-per-view after Wrestle Kingdom. I think he faced off against Okada for the championship. It was a really good match. I think he also faced Okada at the... I think it was last year's G1 Climax, I think. Did he? I can't remember now, but he got... I think it was last year's G1 Climax. I think he had a really good result. I think he actually beat Okada, if I remember correctly. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was a long time ago now, but there's been a lot of New Japan since then. So here we go then. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Marafuji. The winner goes on to face off against Matanza Cueto at Shabby Mania. That's straight away Finn Balor taking an early control of this match, taking both of his opponents down. And now Finn with that reverse dragon sleeper hold. But Marafuji breaking free. And Marafuji straight into the armbar. Nice maneuver there. And Finn now breaking free. Finn taking Marafuji up. Sit out powerbomb. And Finn versus Seth is another interesting one. Of course, it was the match at SummerSlam. Was it last year or the year before? Was it last year, I think, wasn't it? When Finn got injured. It was a real shame, that was. And that match probably could have been even better if it wasn't for Finn's injury. You think that he got injured to a point where he had to be out of the ring for, was it 4 to 6 months? And then from there on, he ended up still continuing on for like another 30 minutes in the match. It just shows the level of commitment he has. Rollins now taking Marafuji up into a running sit-out powerbomb, a Liger bomb, if you will. What on earth just happened to Finn Balor? Oh my god, and now... just... What is going on with this freaking game? I don't know what is going on with this. I had some problems yesterday. I thought it had deleted my save file, but it seems to be going haywire at the moment. There's a sling blade by Seth Rollins. Seth now just walking around the grounded Marafuji, stalking Marafuji as he slowly gets back up to his feet. Seth, there's the overcastle, taking him down. Went for the stomp on the back. Marafuji avoids it. Spinning heel kick to Seth. Takes him up onto his shoulders. Oh, and Finn came in with that single leg drop kick. Marafuji drops Seth, and now Finn going for that. Oh, look at this for a Dragon Sleeper. Marafuji rolling it through. Of course, Dragon Sleeper, a very commonly used move in Japan, especially in New Japan. So it's a great opportunity for Marafuji to have that one scouted, really. Clothesline in the corner there by Balor as Seth's up in the middle rope, and oh, Balor saw it and caught Seth in the back of the knee with the dropkick. Clever maneuver because, of course, Seth was out with a knee injury for quite some time. We don't know how well that knee is completely healed, if it has completely healed. But now it's Finn holding his knee, actually. Seth brings Finn back up, but Finn catching Seth with a big uppercut. Single leg dropkick straight to the face. Drops an elbow into the heart of Seth. As Marafuji now gets on the back into a... well, it's almost like a Blue Thunder Bomb without the spin, wasn't it? Seth, what are you doing? Seth. Seth. They have to have a way in this game for people to stop partway through a one of those stamina things or one of those taunts in the corner, because if that was a little bit later on in the match, then Seth could have lost that while stood there looking at the pin. And it would have looked stupid, but yeah, it's something that has happened in the past, and it's something they do need to have a look at. It's a very minor issue, but again, it's just something that can improve the realism. Balor now, beautiful dropkick right to the side of the head of Marafuji. Finn Balor now to the outside. Stalking Marafuji, is slowly getting back up to his feet. Seth stirring on the outside as well. Finn, springboard dropkick right to the forehead of Marafuji. Now Seth's back in, Finn catching him into the turnbuckle. I thought Seth might line him up there for that hesitation dropkick, but instead Balor joining Seth up top, and Marafuji just smiling his face here, realising that this doesn't end well for either of these two guys. It's a great Super Falcon Arrow, but Finn lands flat on his tailbone, and that can really compress your spine and cause some damage, but Finn evidently doing well here. If he did get any pain from that Falcon Arrow, he's not selling it at all. Oh, super kick out of nowhere by Seth. Drops into the pin. Is this going to be enough? One. Oh, only a 1 count. Wow, Finn really making a point there, kicking out of 1. Finn dropping Seth dropping a knee on the back of the head of Finn. Running double axe handle as well. Seth brings Finn up, but Finn catching Seth in the gut with the right hand. Finn with Seth up on his shoulders. Oh, Marafuji comes in, catches Finn. Oh, headlock driver by Marafuji on Finn Balor. There's the pin. 1, 2, and oh, Seth just gets there in time. Seth wasn't sure whether he'd do enough to take Marafuji out, so he took the referee out as well. And now Seth just again backing away into a corner, taking a second. He knows that he could pin one of these two guys, but probably not much point considering the referee's down. Marafuji now, Saito suplex on Seth Rollins now into a tilt-a-whirl neckbreaker. There's the pin by Marafuji on Balor once again. 2 count now. It's getting longer and longer there for Marafuji. Eventually he's going to get to the 3. He's got to hit something big though. Marafuji the only man up on his feet. What does Marafuji have planned now? Bringing Finn up to his feet. Marafuji sending Finn into the corner. Looking for that sliced bread, the maneuver that defeated Finn Balor at Cruel Intentions. And Seth with a massive knee strike. Seth with a knee strike in the face of Marafuji. Oh, wow. Only a 2 count. Wow, I thought Seth had that, you know. I really thought Seth had that. Taking a great opportunity while Balor was down. Seth came in the ring and just caught Marafuji with that jumping knee strike right in the face. Of course, now his finisher maneuver. Pinned by Seth, but Balor's there to break it up. Balor now sending Seth into the corner. Balor. Oh, clever move there. Not only hitting the hesitation dropkick on Seth, but landing on a back senton on Marafuji. Marafuji stirring. Oh, and gets up just in time to break the pin. Seth now code breaker on Marafuji. Seth heading up top. Finn heading up top, but Seth stirring. I think he went for a dropkick, and I think he might have not got anywhere near as much as he was hoping to get. And Seth looking to pin him. That'll be on Botchamania next week. There you go, Matthew. 2. Oh, and Finn almost beat himself with that poor dropkick. Seth. DDT centre of the ring. Finn busted open. Seth once again with the pin. Marafuji stirring. 1, 2. Marafuji there just in time. Marafuji now. Oh, spinning neckbreaker really spanned Seth. Seth was in trouble there. Almost folded in half. Marafuji, they've got to take a second to try and recuperate. Finn back up to all fours, trying to crawl his way across the ropes to help himself get up, but Marafuji's there waiting for him. Neckbreaker on Finn Balor. Pin. Seth's down. 1, 2. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's only a 2 count. Went a little bit South African there for a second. I think it was South African. Springboard splash to the back of Finn Balor. Balor sending Marafuji to the outside. Caught with a running dropkick as well. As Seth taking Finn Balor up, looking for potentially a cop killer, and he hits it as well. Seth now lining up Finn Balor. He likes to utilise this super kick, and there it is. Has he got enough time to get the pin before Marafuji gets back up? Marafuji's back up on his feet. Oh, Marafuji was not going to get there in time. But luckily for him, Finn Balor did kick out just in time. Knee there by Seth in the corner. Marafuji catches Seth, though. Seth fighting back with a knee, and there's a knee and strike in the face by Seth on Marafuji. There's the pin. Balor's down. 1, 2, and 3, and Seth. What a win. And what a great match as well. And Seth Rollins is going on to Shabby Mania to face off against Matanza Cueto. And I've just dropped my highlighter on the floor, so I can't mark the winner. I've got another one. I've got a spare highlighter. I got loads of highlighters. I stole some from work. I've got like 20 pink highlighters on my desk now. And Seth Rollins picks up the victory then over Naomichi, Marafuji, and Finn Balor. And that was twice in this match that Seth out of nowhere just caught Marafuji with that knee strike in the face. And there it was. Wow. That was the first one. Marafuji had just hit the headlock driver on Finn Balor, who was down and out. Then Seth just caught Marafuji with that big knee strike. Here was Finn. This was a great dropkick, this was, because he actually landed back first on Marafuji as well. And here you go again, just out of nowhere, that jumping knee strike. Marafuji out cold. Finn was already down. 1, 2. Finn trying to get there stirring, but it was just too late for him. And Seth Rollins is just guaranteed in place. Is guaranteed him place. He's guaranteed his place in the main event of Shabby Mania, 1-on-1 against Matanza Cueto for the Mayhem Championship. So there we go, guys. That's the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it more than I have, which shouldn't be difficult. Yeah, I apologise for being a bit salty here and there, but I get frustrated so many times when I really want to put the best show out possibly for you guys, and the game decides it doesn't want to play ball. But it's not a problem. We had a glitch in the tag team match, which I re-recorded. We got rid of it. We had a very difficult 6-man ladder match, which I got rid of. We had a 4-man, which was a lot better anyway. So I think we just about held it together tonight. Anyway, if you have enjoyed it, then please do hit that like button. It does really help us out, of course. PJ Toby really wants the likes. He's addicted to likes, that man. And of course, if you are new around here and you want to see some more, then please do hit the subscribe button as well. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. I think it's in 2 days' time for our next episode of Octane. Bye.